NIRO Knowledge, one off.
Hello, NIRO knowers. NIRO, see, it just rolls off the tongue kind of strange, doesn't it? NIRO knowers. It's not going to work. This is Nick, your NIRO Knowledge podcast host. I am all cheery today. I apologize for the delay in this episode. Holiday weekend, was not feeling fantastic either, so there's a little bit of a turbulence in the practice, but we have finally landed safely, to use some bad airline puns here, or jokes, whatever you want to call them. It doesn't matter. But feeling great today. I want to share a bunch of great news with you folks. This is working on over a year, right, of NIRO Knowledge and doing these podcasts for analysts and academia, like in the realm of law enforcement, policing, and criminal justice. And it has been a fantastic experience talking with everybody who has come on the show, speaking with people also on the side who are going to be coming onto the show, and getting to network out and see and hear from people from all over the world has been fantastic. And what has come of this, thankfully, is even more great stuff. As I may have mentioned before, is one great story of success here. It is the episode a few weeks back with Lorna and John, who Lorna does the missing persons research, and John, being an analyst up in Canada, they had connected and had done well working together, figuring out how to piece together the missing persons research that she's currently working on. And so I won't go over all the information there. You can go back and check out that episode. But it was fantastic to see how well the two coordinated it, figured everything out, and when they joined forces, how powerful they were, right? And so with that, I did have a Slack group, and I decided that one of the best things to do is start forming that bridge and helping people network a little better. While there's things like LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and all kinds of stuff that you can have and search out there, for the people who really want to be involved, who want to share their knowledge, who want to share experiences, who want to reach out to others of like-mindedness in terms of sharing and information sharing, I opened up that Slack group. It is still open and available. I will leave that open. If you notice for some reason that the link does not work, please let me know. It expires every so often, so I have to refresh and put in a new link into that nice short link, rebranded link that I have there. And it is resources.niroca.com/Slack invite. So please feel free to join, sign up. There's already a great deal of people in there sharing their experiences. There's already been some great content shared in there, as well as resources. So I thank those people who have already started submitting some material for everybody to learn from or use and leverage in their own job, for their agencies, for their communities, for their research, and continue to grow from there. It's a great way to network again with people who want to keep on growing, who want to keep learning more, who need a nice repository of resource, just people who are frenzied for it, right? Ready to go. So that was my idea, bridge that gap. So academia, people who are students, people who are PhDs, pracademics, as people like to call them, practicing researchers who want to try and get their EBP going and find other analysts who want to share their intel resources, or how to do their mapping, anything that you have that you wish to share and you want to be a part of that community, please feel free again to sign up. That is resources.niroca, that's NIROCA.com/Slack invite, and that will get you in there. Should be good for a little bit longer. Again, if it doesn't work, please let me know. I will refresh that link and get that going again. What else do we have? Excuse me. The other few things that I have thankfully signed up for a few webinars with some local, well, not local to me, but regional crime analyst groups across the US at this point, to do some webinar trainings. So that has been fantastic. I'm in the works to speak with a few other ones to kind of solidify the plans and get that nailed down. So that will be awesome. So anybody who either isn't aware, isn't on certain bigger major lists, I'll be able to reach out to and hopefully help out. Podcast again is available. Share it with your friends. Rate, subscribe, review, all the other fun stuff, right? And along with that, another interesting piece, and I look forward to this. There's two in the past week, and today was one of the newest ones. I know you don't know what today is, but for me, it's today. You're getting this later, but two collaborations with potential collaborations. One is almost solidified. The other one was just brought to me today, and it was with an organization that has a national reach. People are aware of the company, and so hopefully we can work something out. And I look forward to see what that might be, because we have not gotten a chance to speak further on what that is. When it comes down the pipeline, obviously I'll be letting you folks know. But that has been fantastic. So it's great to see. I very much appreciate that all of these groups are willing to work with me, and that I can bring the knowledge that I have to more people that are out there that are in need of it. As I've said before, that is one of the things that I struggled with from the beginning. While there are resources out there, they weren't as refined or weren't enough, or the repository wasn't there of information to consume, especially when I was trying to learn some of the technical aspects, some of the software programs, some of the law enforcement analytical tools. That wasn't there. So that's why I started the company. That's why I started NIRO Crime Analysis. Had to get that going for the fact that that's not really out there. There's bits and pieces here and there, kind of pockmarked throughout. Sometimes they might have this, maybe your group did that for about an hour, but it gets tough. And so while it's tough to find, and even more difficult sometimes to find the time to then go find these things and research it, because there can be so many different training resources, that's why the business is in place. Help everybody out. I know how I struggled through it, how I tried to figure out how to put A to actually make it a 7, right? Because while I'm learning this technical aspect, it is in a different conversation than it is over here, because that's what our industry is, but this is talking about a completely separate industry, right? So the level of application is kind of lost at that point. So those are the training videos that you will find in my website as I continue to grow that even more. The repository of video trainings that are in there is specifically geared towards policing, but also can be leveraged in the criminal justice aspect, because that's really the industry that it's built around and for. So feel free to go and check that out. There's some content that's in there. It's just available for folks that need to learn these materials, these law enforcement analytical tools, and to leverage them the best they can to be effective and efficient analysts. It's how I grew. It's how I need to, give back to everybody that's out there, is by providing this material for everybody. So to find now that people are coming to collaborate, to get even further, to broaden, right? My reach is fantastic, because I want everybody to be on the same page. I want everybody to share this knowledge, for me to share this knowledge with you, and to get it out there, and hopefully to track forward, instead of this traditional policing aspect that I talked about last time, to track forward towards this evidence-based policing practice that we should be gearing towards. Reduction. Dr. Cynthia Lum, I'll bring her back up. She's coming up again in a few different webinars that I've seen being promoted. But she has spoken on and written on reinventing American policing since 2017. Her research with her and her peers had been released, and that's another episode you can go back and listen to, and it's a fantastic one that we just go through her material and what it means to kind of change and shape the new way of doing things in the future. And to a degree, if you're a traditionalist, so to speak, go back and read Sir Robert Peel's principles on it. And I think you'd be quite surprised at how today's policing kind of steered away from what he really spoke of and how policing works. So that's about it. I don't want to keep everybody for a long time. I do have more things that are coming down the pipeline. I have several people, several guests that I'm working on to get scheduled and in here for you folks as well. Some great materials. I want public health as one of them. So hopefully I get that person here to speak with us and share their knowledge as well. So again, as I've said before, if you are somebody who wants to be on the show, or you know somebody who you'd like to hear on the show, please reach out to me and let me know. It is nick@niroca.com, nick@niroca.com, right? Just NIRO Crime Analysis was really long, and nirocrimeanalysis.com was like, no, it's got to be shorter. I don't know if that's the case anymore. Probably should have just left it in one way, but regardless, right? So that wraps it up for the week. Dr. Cynthia Lum episode, Lorna and John's episode. Join the Slack channel or workspace, whatever it is these days, right? Plenty of channels on there for you to consume some great information. I do have resources that I share on there that's available, from websites to other downloadable content, including a database that's in there as well that I can explain at another point. But that's fantastic. That is all of it. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for listening. And I will speak with you next week. I will have some great content for you to speak on, not just another quick update. So I'll talk to you then. Another great episode of NIRO Knowledge. Thank you for listening to the podcast. And remember to share, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on your favorite service. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at nick@niroca.com. It is nick@niroca.com.